did they meet their spouse? This is a good question. I want to know.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah. So I met my spouse on a dating app.
Oh, which one?
Tinder, sponsored by Tinder.
Damn.
Girl.
Well,
everybody
Tinder
uses
was
Tell them,
hey.
hey,
You're
tell them
an
more
animal.
about how she met him, because I want.
Alright.
They should know this. 'Cause
Yeah.
I like to. I put y'all on a higher pedestal when it comes to relationships because of how y'all met and etc.
So
Just in my point of view.
The way I met him was on Tinder, and this kind of goes a little bit on me, like how getting more in tune of like me and who I am. But when I first met him, I kind of had like a guy's mentality. I won't lie. I had more of like, I always thought like a man, think like a man. That was always, how I thought. So when I met him, he was just getting out of a relationship, and then I was getting out of like a situationship, that you call it. And we actually communicated. This is where I communicated with him, like saying, hey, like, I don't want to have a lot of bodies on me. Do you want to just kind of,
Be my next situationship.
not necessarily, but, just be the only person that, like, I sleep with. Like,
Yeah.
if you're going to sleep around, communicate with me, because I need to know, because, like, I didn't like all that. I didn't, like, one, I didn't want to have my body count too high. And two, like, I just wanted to know that I'm clean, that I'm on with one person. So we did communicate with that, and we're just like, so basically fuck buddies? And we're like, yeah, just fuck buddies. And within time, we actually just grew. We grew. It wasn't something that we really thought that we were going to, because we didn't want a relationship. He just got out of one. I wasn't ready for one. And, it kind of just grew into a connection that I really did not expect. And we fell in love, and, we went on from there.
You got me crying.
That's so beautiful. I love that.
It was something that I did not expect. It's really, I guess, like, the best relationships are the unexpected relationships.
When was this? You said Tinder, but this was
like
when?
2017, I think.
Oh, Tinder.
This was because I was turning 19. This was like the ending of 2018.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Oh,
2019.
Tinder was in its prime at that time. That's crazy.
That
Yeah,
2018,
for sure.
2017.
Yeah,
I
hell
think
yeah.
everybody was on Tinder. They were.
But see, I just say that because if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken. But I remember Danny telling me like it happened the first night.
Yeah,
And see, I put that at a higher pedestal
Yeah.
because we talk about that stuff of women putting out the first night and this and that, and y'all don't understand that on a men's point of view, it's not really necessarily bad because it depends on how much the attraction is to the other person and etc.
Well, you kind of have to understand my mindset at that point too, because like, I mean, my mindset was
She wasn't looking for a
Yeah, I
relationship.
wasn't looking
know
for a
what you're saying.
relationship,
exactly. But then
and-
that's when it evolves for the man more.
But I will say this: was I picky on who I decided to,
Yeah.
just go ahead and just be like, let me just, sleep with you. Of course, I was picky on that. With him, it was just more like, it was again. It just really just goes on to me. It's something about him when I met him. And it was just like, okay, like, it was also getting to talk to him because we went to the
Oh, of
movies.
course.
We
Yeah.
were talking, we were conversating, my questions like,
You have
hey,
to click, you have to be like on a certain level.
Clicked, and I was like, I know it was just one night, like the first night, but like with that one time, I was just like, are you honored to be my? Are you honored
to have sex with me?
Yes,
you're the one.
But look, that's cool because you're both communicating the same intention, right, with one another. And I think, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're transparent with that, cool. I'm all about it.
Shout out to Eric because he always says you have to be intentional with your actions and everything.
You have to.
yeah.
There
Oh,
has
for
to be
sure.
like, you're 100% like, yeah, man.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, it is what it is. But I love that because it's so real, you know?
Yeah, it was
A lot of women just don't, they kind of go around and tiptoe, but it's like, dude,
Just be straightforward.
people do
Yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
Women do that.
I know.
We're
I guess
human.
they're just trying to like kind of be the kind of. There's women, and I get it. They're trying to have a set persona where
Exactly,
they're just
but
like,
girl, it is what it is. Like, I
yeah,
did it.
We're
and-
adults, we're adults.
I mean,
here.
shit, it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So it's like,
I really did just like how like it just grew from nothing. I really didn't intend it to be just.
yeah, I love that.
Something like I wasn't looking for it.
Yeah.
And I think that's why we valued it a little bit more. Because we were just like, this is not what we expected it to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah. That chemistry built. What about you?
Oh man, me and Brian, we social media too.
Okay.
So we met on. We kind of like were talking, and
Instagram.
I was in a situationship too at the time, and unfortunately, he would message me here and there. But I will say I was really mentally checked out from that relationship for several reasons. Like, it was just at times it would get abusive, and so at that it would kind of driven me to the point where I was like, you know what, like, I'm tired of doing this, but I just didn't know how to leave. So I remember Brian would message me here and there on Instagram. Nothing came of it. And then one day, like, my boyfriend at the time just totally snapped, beat me up, and which is fine now. I'm like, I could totally, it is what it is. Like, I'm very open about it now. And for, you know, we picked up a conversation that we had on Instagram, and like from there, we hung out. We literally went to the haunted house together. And, you know, sounds so bad. Like, I had a black eye because I literally was something, you know, that happened. Yeah. And then, God, it sounds so bad. I was hanging out with him a week after that happened. But I found a lot of comfort in him. He was very mature for his age. I was 22 and he was 31. So it was just very comforting and very like a breath of fresh air. Like, it's like, it was just so natural. Now, I will say, y'all, this fool tried to sleep with me on the first night with a black eye. Like, who does that? So he literally...
That's a turn on. That's what it is.
Wait, so how long did you make him wait?
Yeah.
I really don't know, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Third date, no problem.
Third date, dude.
Yeah. 2 weeks later, probably.
I wouldn't say
2
it was
weeks
2
later.
It's not a big deal. We're married
No,
now,
it's not a big deal, but I really don't think it was 2 weeks later. Anyways, so so that night I was like, oh, hell no, what the hell? Like, I have a black eye. Like, is he crazy? And so I kind of was like, gave him the hand. I was like, sir, you please, like, we divided the pillows right now. Like, do not touch me. So, and then like that, and then from
crib?
That intrigued me though when it happened.
He got you back to the crib?
he slept
I
on the
would've been
couch.
excited.
He slept on the couch, and I was like,
He was almost
you
there.
can sleep on the couch. And then, and then just from there, like she said, it just progresses, man. Like, you kind of develop a friendship. It wasn't really nothing labeled. It was just somebody that I was hanging out with every weekend, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
And we just kind of hit it off from there. Like, we had a lot in common. I think we were just both free-spirited, and we were just doing things that we like to do together as friends. And then it just progressed. And so, like she says, like and I like that you said that, you know, sometimes like it just, you're not looking for it. Yeah. I wasn't looking for that. In our friendship, we just intertwined, man. Yeah. Like, it just came of it. And that's it. Like,
All right, that leads me to my next question.